Your number one news and talk station. 567 Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
With John Matham.
I'm John Matham, and it was my voice that was first heard at just after 6 o'clock in the morning on the 14th of October 1997, 12 years ago. And when we started the radio station, we had a much bigger staff than we had now. We had a very different-looking staff than we have now. I'm one of the few bits of the furniture that are still around from those early days. But our mission remains the same, and that is to provide entertaining and informative radio and to make a difference in our community. And to the extent that I feel proud of what I as an individual broadcaster have achieved and what this media outlet has achieved in those 12 years relates to those two facts. I think generally we managed to achieve the first on a pretty consistent basis ongoing. Obviously, there are better days than others, and there are days that you really go home and say, wow, what a show, what a group of interesting people, what conflicting, well-expressed opinions. And then on the second, that's the area where I take the greatest pride in the way that this radio station has made a difference to the community. The CapeTalk Birthday Wish, the initiative that we've got on at the moment, is a prime example. And it's not always about the big thing. I mean, obviously, remember the fires of just after 2000 and the fundraising initiative after that, which arose out of nothing. And all of a sudden, we had, over 2 million rand to hand over to voluntary firefighters in Cape Town. It's not those big initiatives necessarily, although those do stand out. It's the little ones. It's having the power is the wrong word, it's having the access and the influence to people to make a difference. So if somebody emails you and says, I've got this problem with streetlights in my area, you know which person in the City Council to forward that email to with a little note suggesting it would be in everybody's interests if this matter were resolved. And 24 hours later, you get a grateful email back from the Cape Town citizen saying it's being sorted. Thank you. And as long as we continue delivering informed, informative, educational, interesting, fun, make you laugh, make you cry, make you go ANI every now and then, as long as we continue delivering that kind of radio, which we will do, we are doing and will continue to do, and as long as we continue to make a difference in people's lives, as we do on an everyday basis, hey, we'll be here for another 12 and another 12 and another 12 and another 12.
You're listening to Aidan Thomas on 567 Cape Talk, your number one news
Hi,
and
I'm
talk
Aidan
station.
Thomas. I'm the morning show host on 567 Cape Talk, and on the occasion of the 12th birthday of Cape Talk, it's amazing just to understand the journey the station has undergone. I'm fortunate in that for the last 3.5 years or so, I've been part of the product. I always consider myself, though, to always have been part of the product as a listener from day one to the station, and just to learn or to listen to how the station has grown over the past decade and a bit, from very humble beginnings where nobody was quite sure who was listening to, and a very clearly defined audience. And that audience is Cape Town. Citizens of the city who are affected by what happens but are infected by the vibe that quite clearly 567 Cape Talk generates. I think back to one of the highlights not only of my time at Cape Talk but certainly of my career, and that's that phenomenal radiothon we did a bit earlier this year, raising close on 4 million rand over the course of but 2 days, call it a day and a half, and just the outpouring of love, the outpouring of emotion, which ultimately led to the outpouring of money. But the fact that Cape Town cares was very clearly demonstrated, and I think it also explains the power of the number one news and talk station in our city. So on the 12th birthday of 567 Cape Talk, I hope I'm here for another 12 and another 12 beyond that, but it's going to outlive all of us who work here at the moment, but it certainly will stay with Cape Town for a long, long time to come. So well done on 12 years. Looking forward to 12 more and 12 beyond that and another 12 beyond that.
You're listening to Solly Philander on 567 Cape Talk.
Happy birthday, Cape Talk. It's been an interesting 12 years. I do the 1 to 3 show, The Time of Taxi, permanently now. I started many years ago, also a permanent show, and then worked intermittently for the station over the years. I think for me, certainly the highlights, and one always wants to go with the big events like the Madiba birthday event at the V&A, or the Peace March we did, or the Delft March. But I think for me, really an incredible highlight of working at Cape Talk over the last decade or so, has been a sense that initially the idea was to get Cape Town talking, what ended up with a lot of Cape Town arguing, and I think where we've gone now is we've arrived at a place where we really do celebrate our differences and our similarities, and I get a real kick out of the sense now of Cape Townians of all backgrounds and all descriptions feeling that this is their Cape Town and that they can share it with other Cape Townians.
This is 567 Cape Talk, your number one news and talk station.